Welcome to the Zoom session. Again, this is strictly voluntary, but Zoom does record who is in attendance. And what I tend to do is I tend to give bonus points at the end of the semester for those of you who make it a habit to attend these things. I also want to mention that these things are generally recorded, and there's something called FERPA where there's a privacy act that we need to honor. But as long as I let you know that you guys are being recorded, at least this session's being recorded, it doesn't go outside of this class. What I do is I look at the recording, I clip the edges, and then I post it into our Canvas site. But if you have a problem with having your face there, or just having problems in terms of seeing yourself in the recording, you need to let me know, or you can always blank your screen or change your mode. So I just want to mention that. Usually what happens is that once we start a Zoom session, I ask what needs to happen is that then I will start the recording, but lots of times I forget to turn on the recording, and so I've gone through a bunch of Zoom session where nothing is recorded, and that's a disservice to you because I know that some people need to go back and review some of these things. So what I do is I just have it automatically recorded with the information that you guys know that it's whenever you come to these sessions, it's being recorded. So that's, of course, syllabus. The very top information is the information on contacting me. When you contact me, try and do so via Zoom. I mean, via Canvas. Let me just show you where that is in Canvas. When you go into Canvas, this is where you will find the email system. It's called the inbox. And so when I get a message, like right now, there's 4 messages here, and I'll always check that when I get into Canvas. And so if you email me, I know you email me. Of course, there's my Gmail account, but sometimes I forget about that, or the stacks, the inbox gets so full that I don't see it until like the end of the day. But if you email me, just click on that, and then you can compose a message right here and then send me a message. You can even send me an attachment. You want to make sure that you communicate with me via Canvas. Okay, that way I know it's coming from the class. So let me go back up and get to our class, Chem 100 right here. Okay, so that'll be how you would communicate with me. And then, of course, these are the URL to get into my webpage as well as Canvas. You can do all the course through Canvas because Canvas will go to my webpage where that information is contained and then bring it up through Canvas. You guys will need, I will also have office hours. I also put out a doodle survey that I will get an idea of what time best suits you so that we can have a review after each chapter towards the end of the week. Okay, so I'll send that out probably this weekend. So all this is just information about the course. You guys have a midterm. I put that up front because I want to make sure that you guys clear your schedule for that, and a final. And these things are 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Okay, it's cumulative, so keep that in mind. So it's in the schedule as well. Just make sure that I have this thing here. Okay. Okay, so please take a look at that so that there are no conflicts. This is the SLO for this class. SLOs are student learning outcomes. You probably already know about this because we've been trying to stress this in each class for a number of years now. These are what you guys will need for this course. The textbook itself looks like this, but you don't need the textbook. You can get the e-text. I don't know if you can see me in I think you can see me in, if you look, okay, I'm showing my textbook, okay, my little icon. But You don't need the textbook. You can get the ebook. If you get the package at Miramar College, then you get the condensed version, because we don't use the whole chapter in that textbook. We only use chapters 1 through 11. And then 12 through, I think, 20 or something like that is organic part and biochemistry. We don't use that. So by doing a customized version, it's less expensive. You can also go through MyLab and Mastering, get the e-text and the access code for MyLab and Mastering, and that'll be around 60 some dollars. And since everything's online, you don't really need a physical copy, unless, of course, you want a hard copy for future reference. So the way you would access that MyLab and Mastering is right here on the left menu. What you will see is this link right here under MyLab and Mastering. You click on that, and it'll take you right here. So you open that, and then it'll walk you through in putting up your access code. If you don't have an access code, then just sign up for the 14-day trial. That way you don't fall behind in the homework. And then if you're sure that you are going to be in this class, then go ahead and buy the access code. Okay, the access code comes with, again, the e-text, and I think for 60 bucks, it's far less than what it used to be before everything went computerized. Textbook itself used to be like $150, $200. So now at least it's a third of that. Anyway, that's how you get into MyLab and Mastering right here. Okay, it's in Canvas. You have to be in Canvas to do the registration. You can't go to the offsite because the MyLab and Mastering is linked to this particular course. So that's all you need to do in order to register. So let me go ahead and, and continue on in terms of the syllabus. You guys will need that. If you guys need Microsoft Word, or you can also do Google Docs if you want, because you'll be typing a lot, some of the answers, but you can also get a free Microsoft Word or Microsoft 365 if you have an EDU email, or you can buy a very inexpensive version by educational discount through collegebuy.org. Anyway, so that's let's close this. This is College Buy right here. My browser is very sensitive. But this is the schedule. I want to spend a little time on the schedule because it's important that you guys see that we're covering the book sequentially. Okay, this first week we're just 0-0, as well as the intro to chemistry. Intro to chemistry, the most important part of that is the scientific method. Okay, understanding scientific method. And then chapter 2 is very important because you guys will learn about measurements and doing math. I know a lot of you have math phobic, but it's okay to make a mistake. The math that we are going to be doing in this class are not that intense. Okay, if you know algebra, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then the mixing of variables, you should be okay. In acid-base chemistry, you will need to learn how to use the log key and the exponent key or the power key, but that's the extent, okay? But you do need to know how to do simple algebra. If you are phobic on simple algebra, then you're going to be struggling in this class, okay? So this particular chapter 2, it's important that you understand that chapter because it's the foundation. You guys are all going into science if you're in this class. Nurses, future nurses, maybe it's a prereq for other things. If you're just using this class for GE, then don't take this class for just a GE. Take another class that's easier, like Chem 111. But if you are going to the allied health, then this is the class for you. Anyway, you will need to know how to do math. So you can see right here, we have chapter 0, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then we have a quiz. And the quiz will be on chapter 1, 2, and 3. And that's on the 21st. The way I handle the quizzes is I generally open up on a Friday morning, okay? And then it closes right before midnight Sunday. So you have like that 3 days to take the quiz. Once you open it, you have the allotted time, usually 100 minutes to complete it. And it's only worth 50 points, but it adds up. So let's say that you want to take it at Sunday, 6 p.m. Well, 6 to 6, what is it? 740 would be 100 minutes. That's the allocated time in which that once you start, that's the allocated times Canvas will give you. After 740, after the 100 minutes, it'll close on you, even if you haven't completed the quiz. Okay, so don't get interrupted in the middle of the quiz, because if you decide to take an hour break in between thinking you can come back, it'll close on you. You won't get that hour. The clock runs. So find yourself a time where you're uninterrupted. Usually for me, it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, but you're uninterrupted, where you can just pay attention in the questions and then complete that quiz. So these things in violet are your sectional quiz. This is your midterm, of course, right here. Okay, this one right here on April 12th. And then the final is over here, the last week of the semester. So those are the quizzes as well as the midterm and final. Now, look over here in the beginning, because these are extra credit. You need to introduce yourself. That way I get to know who you are in this class. That's due Valentine's Day, but try and do it before then. And then there's a bunch of surveys here. They're about 5 points at most, but it basically beefs your points up, because this class is 1,000 points. And so the more points you can get through extra credit, the closer you will be to your goal in terms of getting a grade in this class. So these are extra credit, and if you complete them, then great. I don't even check whether you have the answer correct or not in this math review, as long as you complete it. But once the deadline's over, then there is no going back. Extra credit are not, I don't give you an extension and extra credit, because it doesn't hurt you. It only helps you. The withdrawal deadline's on the 16th. There is a syllabus quiz on the 16th as well. And then you have quiz 1 on the 21st. All that is found in Canvas when you look at the calendar. Anyway, this is the schedule. You can take a look at it. And we cover the chapters sequentially. Chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't skip. Okay, we have a spring break on March 29th. And then we continue with the second half of the class. These are important dates. We have next Friday, President's Day on the 12th and 15th. We have spring break. Last day of withdrawal it's all here. Okay. These are the course objective, not to be mixed up with student learning outcomes. But these are the things we need to address in order for you guys to be proficient for the next level. So if you want a study review for your exam, look at this right here, because we're going to hit all these points in each of the exam, in each of the chapters. Okay, so keep that in mind. You guys should read the chapter, because that's where the bulk of the content is. If you don't understand it, then write it down. Write down what you don't understand, write down your questions. That way you can email me or ask me as we have a Zoom review session. Okay, but you guys are responsible for getting that information into yourself. The homework, again, like I said, is based on MyLab and Mastering, and there's 11 chapters to be covered. I dropped the lowest, or if you skip one, that's the one that's dropped. They're 20 points a piece. So that's 200 points for the semester if we drop one of the homework. Okay. And then when you do the homework, know that if you get it wrong, you can go back and try it again. So don't not look at the homework until like 11, because it's due Sunday by midnight, 11 p.m. Sunday, and have only 1 hour to complete the whole homework set. Because if you start it early, even if you make a mistake, you can go back and redo it. Okay. In fact, you want to do the first trial in terms of just to see what you know, get the ones that you got right out of the way, and then work on the ones that you didn't get right, and maybe write down the why what your confusions are on those particular problems. So that's the homework, okay? Attendance is based on you guys logging into Canvas. Canvas is like Big Brother. It records everything. So that's how we'll take attendance, as well as if you attend these Zoom sessions, these voluntary Zoom sessions. Right now, there's 14 of you in attendance, and yet this class, as of this date, has 45 in them. Okay, so there's like 31 students who haven't shown up. But Zoom records the participant, and maybe you get a point for taking time and attending these things. But it's good that you guys are here, because you need to know what's happening. Yeah, there's 45 enrolled in this class, and I think with some people dropping, I'm still giving ad codes to those people who've emailed me, but I want to make sure that I give the people in the wait list first priority. So after today, if those students didn't add, then I give it to the students who emailed me. But yeah, this is a huge class. There's 2 lab sections of 24 apiece. Anyway, so take a look at this. This is how you guys are graded. Like I said, you guys are graded based on the homework. You guys are graded based on like participation, discussion board, and the quizzes and exam. And this is how it breaks down. If you take a look at the scheme, homework's 20%, quizzes, discussions, 15%. The 4 quizzes, sectional quiz, 50 points apiece, 20% of your grade, your midterms 15%, your finals 20%. And then your turning things on time and doing legible work, that's 10%, or participating in the discussion, that's 10%. The breakdown is that if you get 65% or better, it's guaranteed a C grade or better in this class. Okay, I usually drop this to 60%. So by the end of the semester, if you can get 600 points in this class, you get a C grade and pass the class. If you drop below that, then D is still passing, but it's not good enough to move on to the next level. So the rest of these are just important notes about doing your work, keeping to the deadline, showing your work if that's what is being asked in the quizzes. A lot of times you do a numerical calculation, and what you need to do is you need to submit your scratch work, and there will be a question right after that where you have to upload your scratch work. And that usually means that you take a photo of your paper, then you put it in your computer, you transfer it to your computer. These days, your camera or your smartphone is connected to your computer, and then find that in your computer through the browser and then upload it in Canvas. So that's generally what this information is about. Talks to you about making sure that you participate in the class and that you log in a regular manner, and then talks to you about how the quizzes are conducted. Remember that the quizzes and some of these assignments are pre-programmed in terms of their answer. The multiple choice have one selected answer, and so Canvas can automatically grade those. Blank, if you put in the right words, then it will grade it correct. But if you misspell it, but you still have the same idea, then I need to go in and override Canvas. So that's why if you complete a quiz and maybe it's supposed not to show you your score, but sometimes it does, and you think that, oh, I know I did better than this, don't email me and ask me why your grade is lower, because Canvas will mark you wrong if it's not correct, even though your answer is correct, because it has to have the right sequence of keys. That's how computer grades. So for free response question, I need to go in after the deadline and regrade everything by hand to make sure that Canvas did it correctly. So usually when the quiz is completed by midnight Sunday, then depending on my schedule, I'll go in the next day and review everyone's paper, give you credit for work that you did completely, give you partial credit if I can see in your scratch work that you got the idea. And then after all of that, then I'll release the grade, then it's official. And then if you have questions, let me know. okay? Because there are times when I'm sort of rushing these things to get it to you guys, and I might miss a question or forget to regrade it. So that just happens. I'm only one person and I'm teaching 5 class, okay? So you just have to be you have to be patient with me. But if there is a mistake that I did, please let me know, because I never want to shortchange any one of you. So that that's how these things are graded. Even the extra credit that you see, right? When you complete it, you won't see the full 5 points right away. Okay, you might see 0.5, or maybe you'll see 1 out of 5. Don't expect that to be your final grade, because I need to go in, read the things, override Canvas, and give you 5 points. Because if you do it, you do get 5 points for those survey questions. If Canvas only shows you 0.5 or 1 out of 5, then know that I haven't had time to go in and override it yet. Okay, so please don't jump the gun. When it's finally released and I complete everything, as long as you're not late, then you should see 5 for that particular assignment, for that extra credit, that survey. So please keep that in mind. Okay. Remember that a homework is dropped, and among the 4 quizzes that you take, I do drop the lowest one. Or if you can't take a quiz because of some unforeseen circumstance, that's the one that's dropped. Okay. So what I do is I take the remaining 3, I take the average of that to replace the drop one. So don't worry, don't get stressed out if you miss 1 homework or 1 quiz. If you miss 2, then I would worry, because the second one just gets a 0. But if you miss 1, then it'll be taken care of, because the remaining ones, the average of the remaining ones is used to replace the one that's dropped. Okay, so if you miss 2, then the 2 remaining ones will replace 1 of the 2 that you miss, and you get 3 grades for the quizzes, but the second one that you miss will receive a 0. Yeah, it's only 50 points, but you want as many points as you can for this particular class. So go ahead and read this. This is just information about policies, especially the academic honesty policy, conflicts and all that. You guys have a syllabus quiz that's going to be coming up. So you guys are going to need to read this anyway. Okay. Conditions for being dropped, you need to take the syllabus quiz. It tells me that you understand the policy of this class. Okay. If your grade, your total grade to date, like let's say that we're in the 5th week, and so far we've got assignments that are worth 200 points. So if it's worth 200 points and you've got like 50 of those 200, that's less than 30%. I'll contact you, figure out what's going on. But at that point, if you miss already that many points, you're not going to get any higher than a C grade in this class. You might as well drop. Or if that practice continues, I might just drop you from the course. Okay. If there is something that comes up, I know that the vaccines are coming up, but who knows when students will get it. Okay. Maybe if you're a health care person, you will get the vaccine, but if not, then you might be affected. And it's past the withdrawal deadline. This happened last semester. Let me know. I think we can work it out with the vice president of student affairs, where you can do a late withdrawal, okay, where you really have some hardship. It's difficult for everyone. I understand that. We understand that. So if there are some hardships and you just can't continue with the class and it's past the withdrawal, then we can do a late petition. Okay. If you have a hardship and it's in the midst of the class and you're just struggling, then please talk to me and we'll see what we can do. Okay. We'll try and get you back on the road to make sure that you can pass this course. So these are just information on that. This is information about this class, effective memorization. But this right here is the academic honesty policy for the whole district. Make sure you read that, because if you are dishonest or you cut corners, these are the actions that can occur. Okay. And we've had to refer a lot of these students lately because they've been caught. And then this is the difference between a collaboration and dishonesty behavior. There's a syllabus quiz question on this. So make sure you understand the difference. And then this is a letter from the chair trying to address the many academic dishonesty infractions or problems that we've been having this past couple of semesters. So read it because you guys are going to have a question in the syllabus quiz on that. So that pretty much is the syllabus. I just wanted to highlight the important points of that. Let me next go into Canvas because I really want to show you where you can take the quiz and where you can find the lecture notes and other information. First of all, if you just Google F. Garces, okay, you will always come to my site. And this is where you would be able to find the course. It looks like this. This is a splash page. If you just want to go to your lecture, you click here. For those of you in lab, don't necessarily click here. Click on this colon, and that's where you'll find this menu right here that gives you a description of all the experiment. If you just click here, it only gives you this page. Okay, but again, this is my website, and these are the two classes, the lecture and the lab that I'm teaching this semester. This right here gives you all the lecture notes that you guys will be working in class. It gives you midterm lecture notes because your midterm covers chapter 7. It even gives you a sample exam. So for chapter 1, where we're doing the measurements or the scientific method, these are questions I've asked in the past. If you want to see the answer, just click up here on the key and it'll give you the answer. I don't show you how to work the problems, but I do give you an answer. So let's go back because I'll show you the questions on stoichiometry. So in stoichiometry, this is it right here. You want to see the keys, it gives you the answers right here. I don't work it out, but if you need me to work it out, then just fire me an email and I can show you that. So that's your sample exam. Lecture notes is here. Google Drive, if you go to the Google Drive, you actually find all the lecture notes in one folder. Just click on that. You'll find all the lecture notes, so you don't have to like download it. It'll be here already. And these things are PowerPoint slideshows. Okay, the reason why these are slideshows is because then it's more dynamic as opposed to a PDF file. Okay, you need to download it in your computer, and once you download it into your computer, then you can play it. And once you play it, then it actually shows it as a slide where, and I also have voiceover in some of these. Okay, so anyway, let me get out of that. That's going to be found in the Google Drive right here. You also have access to Google Drive in Canvas. So that's my website. For those of you in lab, this is the second part of the lab. You guys can go through here and that'll get you to the lab page. Anyway, let's go to Canvas. Whenever you open up Canvas, this is the homepage you'll see the announcements right here, at least the 3 most recent ones, and then the module pages right down here. Okay, if you want to see all the announcement, then just click on that. You can see that I've put out a bunch of announcements for this class, a total of 6 so far. You've only seen the top 3, the most recent 3. Syllabus is found on this page. Okay. You can also download it, but this is where you're going to spend most of your time, right on the module page. The module page is where the course is broken down based on the sections that we are covering. And it's also broken down based on the week. So first week, February 1st to the 7th, this is part of module 1, chapter 00. Click on that table of contents. It tells you that we're covering in this section, scientific method, study plan, and basic math. Okay. Now those links are not active because again, this right here, I need to clean that up. But if you go to the module page and you go right here to that section, it should be active. Here it is right here. Okay, so I cleaned it in Canvas. I need to go back and clean it in my web page because I need it to change a path in the link. Anyway, for this week, what you guys are going to be doing is go here, Introduction to Chemistry, Salutations and Introduction. I will put our Zoom session that we have right now right here. This was last semester, so you can click on that and see the Zoom session that I had last semester. And you can always scrub through and go fast. Canvas to go to that because okay. And I've told these students a lot of times, in fact, when I close that. But that's where you will find these recordings right here where they should be in the module page. Problem solving, My Lab and Mastering. Right here is where you could access the homework. So apparently, we go back. You access My Lab and Mastering either through this page right here, okay? And if you click on, let me go back. Click on the wrong one. So if you've got My Lab and Mastering set up, you will see this bottom part, student links. Okay, you can click on more and you can see that. But if you click under master assignments, you will see all the homework that have been scheduled for you this semester. Okay, when they are due, when they are available. Okay, and some of these will have something called adaptive learning. All the homeworks are worth 20 points, but adaptive learning is where the AI in the publisher websites look at the problems you had issues on, like problems you had mistakes on. Then it finds similar problems, and after the due date, it will present this to you. And if you do it, you can get the extra points. Maybe you got 19 out of 20, and then adaptive problem set comes up, and now you get the 2 extra points. So it's 21 out of 20. You only get 20 points per homework set. Okay, so that is what you get. But the adaptive learning kind of goes back and finds your weaknesses and asks you more questions on that. For the exam, do you have multiple choice? It's a mix. It's multiple choice and free response. Okay, so and then you have to show your work for that. And everything's online. You don't come to campus at all. Everything's online. We don't touch each other or do any of that. Okay, so yeah, for those of you who needs to go to work or leave early, the recording should be up. Okay, you just can't ask your questions, but thanks for letting me know. So let's continue here in terms of the module. So that's where you find the homework. For chapter 1, the module, after chapter 0, you get the homework set right here. And then all of these right here are extra credit. Introduction, background, what you know survey, math basics, problem solver. Those are extra credit. Okay, they're not required, but you do get bonus points. And then this is the syllabus quiz, and it's due February 16th. You open this up and make sure you have 60 minutes to complete this. If you read the syllabus, this will go fast because it's mostly multiple choice. Okay, so that's your syllabus quiz, multiple choice and true false. So that's what you should be concentrating on this week, is this first part. And then we hit chapters 1, 2, and 3. That's from February 1st to February 21st. Okay, this will tell you the different chapters that we are covering. So if you go over here to significant figures, you can see that's the lecture notes on that. Right here on density and specific gravity, that's the lecture notes on that. So I've been fixing some of my links in my web page, and these work. Or you can go through module and access it from there. So let's take a look right here. Under chapter 1, let's say that you guys want to know a little bit on units and measurements. Well, here it is right here. Okay, it's a PDF file, so it's sort of static. You kind of like read it on your own, whereas if you download the PowerPoint slide, then it'll be more interactive, where it sort of reveals the different sections, but they give you the same message. They give you the same message. Okay, so all of this right here are going to be material that'll be on your first quiz. Chapter 1, this is the homework for chapter 1, the link for chapter 1. It should take you right there. This is chapter 1 homework. Chapter 2, this is what chapter 2 looks like. Okay, need to go back. And then this is the homework link right there. Chapter 3, this is the homework link for chapter 3. Takes you right there. So between next week or now to the 21st, you want to make sure that you review these things, because that'll be in your first quiz. Okay, once you are done with each one of these sections, and remember, these things have a due date. These homeworks have a due date. So you can't just like wait until the very end. Like if you click on this, it'll tell you right here when this thing is due. Available on the 5th of February, and it's going to be due on the 23rd of February. So you have until the 23rd of February to complete this. I think that's a Sunday, okay, for that particular homework. So I give you some time to complete this homework. Remember, you do get 4 or 5 times to repeat the homework. So don't just take it once, be satisfied with that grade. Go back and see if you can't redo the ones that you miss. So let me, once you are done with all those chapters, then what you will see is at the end, right here, you can see the quiz. Okay, so the modules are all configured that way. That way you don't have to jump around. It sort of streamlines it. So when you're ready to take quiz 1, this quiz is on the 21st. Okay. Yeah, it's due the 21st. If you look at the calendar right here, in fact, all homework and should be due by Sunday. So if you look at the calendar, 21st is a Sunday. So it's due at that point right there. Make sure that you click on your class on the right side right here. And so that's basically what the calendar looks like for this class right here. It's Chem 100. Oops, I gotta find spring 2021 right here. Okay, there, that's the calendar for this class. Anyway, let me wrap up this session by completing this. So that's module 1. It covers chapters 1 through 3. You take your sectional quiz on the 21st. It opens on a Friday. That would be like the 19th, but it needs to be turned in and completed by the 21st. Once you open it up though, then you have like that 100 minutes to complete it. Then when we are done, I will grade it, and then I will release it. You guys can look for your points under the grade book and see how much points you have after I release the grade. Then this is module 3. Again, it's broken up. Chapter 4, the lecture notes. I even give you a link here for the PowerPoint slideshow. Okay, so you don't have to go to the Google Docs Drive to do that. It's on here. Again, I'm trying to make it easy so that you don't have to keep jumping around. But if you want to get everything from Google Drive, then you can do that as well. So this right here, the slideshow, is basically this lecture notes. That is a PDF. Okay, and then what I will do later is when we have a review on that particular section, then I will put the Zoom recordings on here. Like here, this is Zoom recordings that is related to that chapter. I will put it here, okay, so that you guys can see the interaction that took place. Anyway, that's where you will find the content for this class. The lecture notes, the homework, and the quizzes are all contained within the module link right here. That's all you need to open up for that particular week or for that particular section. Even when you do the midterm, which I believe is module 3 or module 4, you will see that we cover chapter 7, which is stoichiometry, and then we have our midterm right here. Okay, so that's what I wanted to introduce to you guys in terms of how to navigate this class. You guys can certainly click on an assignment. This is where I create the assignments, but I make sure that the modules are linked to these pages. You can see right here that these things are not active because I haven't activated it. Only the ones in green are the ones that you guys can see through the module page, okay, through the module page. All of these are green, which means that that's what you can see. So on the left menu, you'll see the assignments, and the assignments actually is how you guys will see things in the gradebook as well as the quizzes. But this is where I write up the quiz. This is where it's draft up, and then I link it in the module page. Are there any questions based on what we talked about? That's really all I wanted to talk to you guys about. What I will do is I will send out a doodle survey. Doodle is a way to figure out the best time that you guys want to have a review. What I'll try and do is have a review every week highlighting that particular chapter, because I think we cover a chapter a week, maybe in the very long chapters like chapter 5, I believe, and another chapter in the end, like chapters 8 and 9, we take 2 weeks to cover it. But for the most part, it's about a chapter a week. And so what we can do is towards the end of the week, like a Thursday and a Friday, we can have a Zoom session where I can have a review session for those of you. So that way you have at least information before the weekend so you can do the homework. But that'll be optional. You don't have to attend those sessions. And I can use those actually as office hours. So that's really what I wanted to say in this particular class. I need to answer these 4 emails. But if you have any questions, now's the time to ask, because I'm here and I can answer your questions directly. You can either put it in the chat or you can ask me directly. If not, then thank you for attending. There was 14 of you. I'll make a note of that. I'll probably put a point or two in for a bonus. But if there's no other questions, thank you for attending.